Hey, Sean G here from Chasing the Truth. You're about to get some of the best of samples of shows I've done over the last 5 years. God bless y'all and enjoy.
Are they human? Then you check how fresh the break is and stuff like that, and how clean. But as you described the Foxman, that thing is basically it's a peaceful creature. You don't get called in for too many peaceful ones.
So it's pretty peaceful creature. Okay, all right. So the Foxman's a peaceful creature. All right.
Usually.
So usually. Now, let's go back to my original description with the about a 15-foot tall, short snout, greasy fur, dark brown, almost blackish fur. This was the sighting I'm describing was in Canada.
Okay.
And
honestly, the Canadian ones I'm a bit fuzzy on, but that sounds dead on, spot on, like a North African one. Hyena type.
Okay. I've got a drawing of one, a sketch of one. I'll send to you in Skype and let you see that. Let's see. Can these things transform from one? Transform their appearance in any way, shape, form, or fashion?
Not that I know of. Closest thing to the transformation I've ever seen something like that was basically going on all fours.
Okay. Or are they smart enough to adopt camouflage, like being able to put on some sort of ghillie suit or anything like that to transform what they look like to casually be able to appear as something else?
Like weaving twigs and branches and stuff into the fur.
Yeah, or
basically, that's also a difficult one. As I said, there are many classes. It's the idiots, the hunters, the alphas, stuff like that. Usually the hunters and the alphas would do that if they know they are being hunted. But the young ones, the idiots, technical term, they don't usually do that because they don't have experience with it.
All right. So how do these dog men creatures, whatever you, how do they get? What's the range that you've seen?
Basically, it's age. Age comes experience.
Okay, so there's no lifespan of a particular creature. Dogman, is there a lifespan? How many years do they live in a typical situation without you having to come and hunt them down?
I have no information on that.
Okay.
As I said, basically what I know is they call us in, we go kill it.
And that's it. Okay. All right. So, have you hunted in the United States?
A few times. Not all of them were for Dogman as well. We had 3 times in the US, 3 or 4 times for Dogman only, but
what have you hunted
this
in?
is a good question.
What have you hunted in the United States?
In Texas, we got a few chupacabra. The Dogman hunts, they get a bit fuzzy, but 3 states Dogman. Yukon Valley, we hunted the Sasquatch 4 times. We stay away from that area as well, unless the pay is good enough. And then in Tennessee, Mississippi, vampire hunt once in New Orleans. And Alaska false alarm, it turned out to be an actual wolf.
An actual wolf. Okay. So
Yeah.
you mentioned you mentioned that these dogmen, depending on the species, were there more docile ones? You mentioned that the fox-like creatures were more docile. Which were the more docile? And which were the more aggressive?
Honestly, it's like dogs. Every species have the docile ones. Every species have the aggressive ones.
Okay, so where would you
But
normally
ones
see?
we usually get, ones we usually get docile is Appalachian, the fox,
Mm-hmm.
and funny enough, Australian. You don't hear a lot of stories about dogmen in Australia, do you?
No, one second. Let me think. I can't recall a dogman in an Australia story at all. Whether it's
Because they're not
whether it's
aggressive.
great aggressive or docile or anything. I can't remember.
They're usually not aggressive and they stay away from people.
Okay, so where would
They're
you see
scared of
more?
going somewhere silent.
So where would you see the more aggressive ones?
Africa, America, Russia.
All right.
Places where it's either too cold, too hot, too wet.
All right. Well, that's an interesting thing. I would love to talk to you again about these creatures. Um, it was amazing that you picked up on where the hell I was talking about just by the description of the dogman. So that's interesting. Shit.
I was doing this for a long time.
Yeah, I'd say so. Okay, let's see. Let me think. Okay, I've got a couple of stories. Well, I've got one. I got two stories, and they are from two different people on two different sides of one country. Okay, but both of them are from adults, and they are from their distant memories as youth. Both of them describe
Yeah.
a stinky ape, and both of them said that they received they didn't they received help from these quote unquote stinky apes. One was deposited as a child, like 5 years old, kind of deal, into the middle of the woods by a parent that was a little bit mean, and the stinky ape helped this child to the party that was hunting for this child by just sticking its head out from around a tree, and this child follows this stinky ape, and it was leading in this little child back into where this hunting party was for the child, and vice versa. This was another 1,000+ miles away, a little older, and the person was actually hunting I can't remember what they were hunting. This was an Aboriginal story. Grandfather or dad was hunting with their child. I think moose, maybe, and the child got separated from the other, the parent type person, and same thing. Stinky ape helped the child find their father by the same method, sticking their head out of a tree. They
Yeah.
go look for this entity or this stinky ape, and then some yards down the range, they'd stick their head out, make noise, catch their attention. They'd go follow, and then all of a sudden they're in the midst where the parent was. basically the same
Okay.
damn story. It was just it was
Different
just
areas.
yeah, different areas, different people, different time. One was a girl, one was a boy, but it was the same type of story that these stinky apes were helping them find their parents or a group of people that were hunting. Have you heard of anything like that?
Sounds like a female Sasquatch.
Yeah, wow.
Almost sounds. Can you maybe tell me, were they scared of the stinky ape or
No, they were not scared of the stinky ape.
being,
Yeah, the both
yeah,
stories,
was
both
a
stories.
female, probably a female Sasquatch?
Okay, all right. Well,
Yeah. Stuff I wish to forget or don't need to remember, that stays with me. Stuff I need to remember disappears.
oh, okay.
Female Sasquatch.
Female Sasquatch.
You've heard of the skunk ape?
Yeah, I've heard of skunk ape.
Okay. They are basically family groups, mostly females. As I said, when I was hunting a Sasquatch in Canada before, those things stink when they are alive. They smell to high hell. When they're dead, it's even worse. The pheromone, they basically excrete from under the armpits. Now, the females can switch it off. That smell stays there and is there to actually calm the youth. Males, they have a much stronger one that's to intimidate the opponents. Or
Like a musk gland or
including
something like that you'd find like on
yeah,
some creatures like they call them opossums here,
sure,
opossums or skunks or
let's get all yeah, but yeah, or beaver butts,
okay,
something like that.
something like that.
And it's with the pheromones and stuff out. But the female ones, all we forget about them is they tend to have a calming effect with their pheromones. They like to help adolescent and prepubescent children
Oh, okay.
out that are lost in the woods. Basically, it's a motherly thing or something like that. Whereas juvenile Sasquatch, they don't have hair. You know that one?
I did not know that one.
They usually don't have hair. Usually bald. Look human.
They like human.
Or more Neanderthal, basically.
So where would you find something like that? How did you come? Well, yeah. Well, how did you come across that detail?
In the one where I was hunting in Canada.
Hunting in Canada. Okay. So
we're going after a progressive male. We came across the family group, serving them. We picked up the male that seen the aggressor, and we were lucky with that one. Only had to take out one, but basically, what I gleaned from a sniper scope looked human from a distance. Look closer through the scope, looks less human but still human, more like Neanderthal.
Okay.
Not completely bald, but not as hairy as adults.
Interesting. What kind of intelligence are these Sasquatches? What do they carry? Intelligent ones? Are they very intelligent or like
primitive human?
Almost human.
Primitive human.
Primitive human. Okay.
That's one of the classifications for basically everything's intelligence. Primitive human, capable of using tools, but smash a clam with a rock or sharp broken rock to cut trees or meat, stuff like that.
Okay.
They then use tools to combat you.
So
they come at you a drunk guy in the.
Okay, so here's a personal. I'm asking for a personal opinion here. You've all obviously seen all these folks that hunt Bigfoot all over the place, like Bigfoot. Um, American television has these Bigfoot hunters that they go through and scream their heads off in the middle of the woods.
Bigfoot or mountain monsters.
Yeah. What do you think of these television personalities that go out and do these things? Are they actually hunting Bigfoot, or is it all for fluff, or are they getting lucky and coming across evidence?
The ones I've watched is Finding Bigfoot.
Yeah.
I find them as idiots because, as I said, males are usually, well, not usually always, but they tend to be aggressive when you cross into their territory. And now you're emulating another male by screaming your head off and trying to show dominance. So it's going to come after you, and they don't carry weapons. I think Bobo carries a stick. That's about it.
Mm-hmm.
And mountain monsters, 150% fake.
Well, I got that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
research in the first is solid, but the rest, fake.
fake. Okay. So what's your spin on what's your opinion on why these things are out on American television? These Finding Bigfoot and the Mountain Monster TV shows.
Desensitizing the masses and pacifying the masses.
Okay. For what end?
Okay, so my theory is governments are getting tired of hiding the paranormal. So they're showing, let's say, mountain monsters case. That is fake, but they are showing these things can be killed if they are trying to hurt you. Finding Bigfoot, they are basically trying to get us used to the idea of these things exist. Don't fuck with them, they won't fuck with you.
Okay, I've got another another question. These you mentioned that you don't want to hunt anything that looks human. And I referenced a giant. Looks like a human, but is a giant version of a human. Maybe a different. Looks different to a certain extent. Where do you find these giants? Have you found them anywhere in your travels?
I can give you mission dossiers of where they were supposed to be done.
Okay.
Basically, mission descriptions. We had 4 that I can remember when I was with the company in Saudi Arabia, 5 in Iraq. Funny enough, usually we find them in the deserts.
In deserts, okay.
It falls into my category of too hot, too cold, too wet. Desert, too fucking hot.
All right. Well, that's interesting.
Oh yeah. Also, shit. Damn it. Now I have to clean my floor.
Oh, sorry about that, man.
Nah, I'm just clumsy. Got an egg on my shoe and I'm then on the floor. But yeah, like that's also human sentiment. I don't like shooting at them because I usually get a closer look at them. Going for a headshot, you are looking into the eyes of another thinking animal or thinking being.
Mm-hmm.
And that just unnerves you.
So have
There's
you
a reason why fighters are trained to shoot for the back of the head when you're going for a headshot. So you don't look into your opponent's eyes.
right? Oh, okay.
Because I've known army veterans, hundreds of them, Guys tough as nails, killed hundreds of people, doesn't get nightmares. Then one day, that one guy that he views through the microscope that actually looked back at him just before he had to pull the trigger. That is the one guy that sticks up onto his things. Say like with mine work, let's fight with basically with an ogre and a few goblins. Then you move a lot of the guilt.
All right. So where is there a continent that you have not hunted these cryptids on, or these animals, or whatever you want to call them?
I've been on every continent except Antarctica.
Except what? I'm sorry?
Antarctica.
You've not been on Antarctica. Why not Antarctica?
What's their skill?
Why is that? I'm sorry, say that one more time. You kind of sounded like a robot.
What's there to kill?
What's there to kill?
What's there to kill?
I don't know.
Yeah.
So, there was a lot of scuttlebutt news back the last 3 or 4 years that all the heads of states and churches and this, that, and the other went down to Antarctica for some crazy reason. But over the course of 5 or 6 years, every major country, every major religion sent somebody down there.
Yeah, but the thing I find is only reports I've gathered about cryptids around Antarctica. The weird name, the Ningen.
The Mingand.
Ningen. Yeah.
Okay, what does that describe?
Think of a mermaid without the tail, the fishtail.
Mm-hmm.
Wide open arms, the size of a whale.
The size of a whale.
Yeah. The only thing I've heard of, and I don't even think that is true. Plus, I'm not good at holding my breath, so I'm not fighting aquatic animals.
Okay, folks. So this has been my recording of a fellow from South Africa that has claimed that he has been a mercenary for hire that joined several hunting parties to hunt cryptids for the bounties on these various creatures' heads. And I invite you to form your own opinion about what I just shared with you. To say the least, this was a very interesting conversation, and I do expect that this is going to be pretty controversial. So, folks, go to IamDarkWaters.com, subscribe today, and you'll get access to this podcast, along with all my other radio shows that I have done for Dark Waters himself, the King of Horror Narration, at IamDarkWaters.com. Go over there and subscribe today. Saturday nights, 8 p.m. Central Time is when you're going to hear new content from Chasing the Truth on the Dark Waters radio channel via TalkStreamLive.com. So go over there Saturday nights, 8 p.m. Central Time, and join us, and let's chase the truth.